You've seen them on city streets the last few years, and they're continuing to grow. Rentable bikes from Pogo Bike Share have been around since 2015 and hit 1 million rides earlier this year.
We serve a wide range of Pittsburghers.
Erin Potts is with Bike Share Pittsburgh, the nonprofit behind Pogo. It's in the midst of a series of public information sessions sharing about a major expansion of the program. The plan is to create more than 50 new Pogo locations.
Where do we fine-tune these things? Where do we find space for them? What's the best location for stations?
The goal is to get new stations at the yellow dots on this map, ensuring riders are never more than a quick walk away.
And that just means that we are more convenient and more accessible to more people in Pittsburgh, and we can change the way more of the city gets around.
But the bike share expansion is just one of the ways that public transportation in the city of Pittsburgh could undergo a big transformation in the coming years. Pittsburgh Regional Transit is working to redesign its bus network. The project seeks to increase ridership, simplify the network, and promote equity. Final concepts of the plan could be released next spring. Meantime, a local state rep is working on a bill that would allow the Steel City to bring back another micromobility option that was unplugged last summer.
For the time being, we need other options for people to be able to get around in the north side.
Democrat Emily Kincaid has introduced an e-scooter bill that, if passed, would permit municipalities to regulate e-scooter programs. Remember, Pittsburgh's pilot program with Spin ended last year. Now, docking stations around downtown sit empty. Kincaid says many folks, especially in her district, relied on the scooters to get to the grocery or to work.
So this wasn't just college students using them for fun to get around. This was actually a real method of transportation to get people the resources that they needed on the north side.
But some people had big sticking points with the scooters, one of them being injuries. We spoke with an emergency medicine physician at Allegheny General Hospital about the types of injuries they saw during the pilot program.
Some mild sprains up to fractures, especially the upper extremities, people falling, landing and catching themselves, breaking their wrists, things like that. I think one of the main concerns was the fact that people that were getting on the e-scooters generally aren't carrying a helmet with them. They aren't maybe as equipped as they would be as if they were riding a bicycle.
Kincaid tells me her bill would allow cities to address the problems learned during Pittsburgh's pilot program, including safety. For example, local officials could require helmets if they wanted, and municipalities would have to prepare an annual report tracking the number of rides and accidents.
It's really on the municipalities to decide enforcement and how that all takes place. But it is also personal accountability. I mean, we don't ask these kinds of questions about bikes. We don't ask these kinds of questions about cars. We really, in many ways, rely on people to be responsible for themselves.
The East